Welcome back to TTS Daily. This is Yi right here. First story, it's an update on a story that we covered before a few days ago where a youth was seen passing water into the hot pot of a HaiDiLao restaurant. The location unknown, besides is in China. Now we have an update, okay? So finally, we now know the store is actually the store in Shanghai Ban Road. It's at HaiDiLao's East Nanjing Road outlet in Shanghai. And two 17-year-old males were caught on camera passing water into a hot pot. Okay, it occurred on midnight on February 24, 2025 after the youths became intoxicated, allegedly, okay? And once again, if they're 17 years old and they're intoxicated, what is the legal age of drinking in China? Be right back. And I'm back. So the legal age of drinking in China alone is 19 years old, and these are supposedly 17-year-old males, two youths, who were intoxicated, okay? So anyway, okay, for added context, right, the two youths were allegedly intoxicated. So HaiDiLao have found the official receipt and billing, and it's confirmed that the youths did not consume or purchase any alcohol in that outlet, okay? So now HaiDiLao has posted up this official notice, as you can see right here, a whole wall of text that we just go through since it's all in Chinese. Okay, so first of all, they apologize. They say that they became initially aware of the video on February 28th, although the incident happened on February 24th, and they couldn't locate which outlet it is, as they have over 1,400 outlets across 15 countries, you know, and the decoration are all almost similar, okay? So you guessed it. In our previous story, we mentioned that they managed to change all the cutleries and utensils and pots that were contaminated, right? Yeah, guess what? They replaced it late, which means if the incident occurred on February 24th and you were not able to identify which outlet it happened to, guess what happens to all the contaminated hot pots, utensils, cutlery? They have been passed water on by the youths, okay? So HaiDiLao has finally managed to confirm the specific outlet as East Nanjing Road outlet in Shanghai on March 6, 2025, a whole 10 days after the incident. So guess what? After that, HaiDiLao replaced all hot pots and utensils at the outlet by 3:49 AM on March 8. Okay, which is 2 days after they found out the location. So which is a whole 12 days now after the incident. And they have now filed civil lawsuits against the youths on March 10 to hold them accountable. And the Shanghai police have also detained the youths after identifying them on March 8, 2005. If you happen to be one of the lucky patrons who have dined in HaiDiLao East Nanjing Road outlet in Shanghai during the period of February 24th to March 8, you might have used the utensils or even the hot pot contaminated by people passing water into them. How would you react? So now, HaiDiLao is refunding 4,109 bills for customers who dined at the outlet from February 24th to March 8, and they're even offering up to 10 times cash compensation on dining bills and full assistance for legal claims. I mean, this is going to depends on all you lucky patrons how you want to see this, as whether the glass is half full or half empty, okay? Once again, HaiDiLao apologized, citing that there were no contingency plans or training for such incidents, and they expressed regret for failing to ensure a safe dining environment and breaking customer trust. They have promised to enhance management and service, thanking customers for their criticisms and forgiveness. Once again, if you were one of those lucky patrons that dined in this outlet from February 24th to March 8, would you happily accept the 10 times cash compensation? Okay, the next two stories in Malaysia and in Singapore, both regarding structural integrity of buildings or structures or restaurants. In this case, on March 7, 2025, a couple was dining at a Chinese restaurant in Kota Kinabalu, Malaysia, when the ceiling collapsed, literally collapsed. A woman aged 51 was seriously injured and crushed by debris. She sustained spinal injuries and required, sadly, amputation of her left leg. She was rushed to the hospital by bystanders, and a second surgery is planned for her spinal injuries. The couple from China was there for holiday, and the restaurant was owned by their son, who had operated for 2 years in a rented space. The husband, who is unnamed, said, "We never expected this to happen to us and expressed gratitude for public support." Tenants had previously reported water leaks and falling concrete pieces from the ceiling. Those were the red flags, especially if you see the ceiling is soaking with water. The 4-story building is now evacuated post-incident for investigation. The restaurant was on the ground floor, and now the building's safety is under scrutiny. Stay safe, everyone. Beware of structural integrity, which obviously for laymen like us who are not in this line of field, how do we even know? So just spot the red flags. If your ceiling is leaking or soaked with water, or you can see the white pieces falling off, those are red flags. Take note of that first of all, okay? We're back in Singapore right now, and a follow-up story about structural integrity. We have an external structure of a 8-story light industrial and office building, in-space building that collapsed locally. The location is at 24 New Industrial Road, and this news has been reported on March 11, 2025. As you can see from the pictures right here, one person, an employee of Tenant Everyday Curtains, narrowly escaped injury. Once again, look at the component that fell from the outer facade. This is supposedly to be a decorative component, but it looks like to be made full of metal, and that should be very heavy, and it seems to have dropped from the 8-story outer facade. So from such a high-rise 8-story all the way down, if it hits anyone, I'm worried. I'm pretty sure that kind of weight, material, height, speed and impact would not just cause injury, it might cause someone to be unalive. So CCTV footage captured the employee was outside when a loud noise occurred. Debris fell where he had been standing moments earlier after he retreated to the office door. So once again, I don't think this employee just narrowly escaped injury. I think he narrowly escaped something far worse. So the component is known as a decorative component, but to me it looks like outer facade, which helps to shield the building from sunlight. You can see at the lower portion of the building there is a smaller row of outer facade also that's also dented now, probably from impact from the upper facade. The component that fell is approximately 27 meters long. So just imagine, it looks metal, right? It's 27 meters long, it's from 8 stories high. If it hits anyone, you don't just get injured. We have many news in Singapore about high-rise litter, and high-rise litter can be known as killer litter. So, I mean, make it make sense, okay? During the fall, it struck another decorative component on the 5th floor, leaving part of it hanging precariously, right? Just like we can see from the pictures here, all dented at the lower floors. Debris scattered across the ground in front of the parking lot. Police were on site and the affected area was cordoned off, and the building owner has hired a contractor to remove roofs and hanging decorative components to prevent further incidents. BCA, Building and Construction Authority, engineers assessed the scene, and BCA has instructed the building owner to hire a professional engineer to investigate the cause and inspect the building's structural condition and implement permanent repairs based on the engineer's recommendations. Everyone, so just take care and stay safe, and try not to stay out in the open. Okay, for our next story, trigger warning. This happened in Singapore. So a 76-year-old man has pleaded guilty on March 11, 2025, and his sentencing is scheduled for March 18, 2025. He faces 13 charges, including indecent assault, attempting to insult women's dignity, and violating the Protection of Harassment Act. So what happened was on September 20th, 2023 at around 3 p.m. in Next Food Court, this 76-year-old man, Lin Shi-pei, approached 4 secondary school girls aged 12 to 13 during lunch. He sat between 2 girls and indecently touched one 13-year-old on the back and made inappropriate remarks, calling them his toys, okay? Very inappropriate. And also calling them his companions from Monday to Thursday, okay? It's very inappropriate. I cannot use the exact word that he used. So this man, this 76-year-old man, Lin, is actually a former junior college teacher, and he claimed he was too old to teach and offered them instead maths tutoring, and if anyone is interested. As he was talking to them, the conversation topic turned more and more indecent, and then he started saying that he liked teaching girls because he could physically hug them and even assign them as companions for weekdays and plan to rest or visit Malaysia on weekends. And then he even tried touching one of the girls' arms as they tried to leave. The girls were totally uncomfortable and scared and managed to escape when one of them mentioned her father was waiting. They were left crying and shaking with fear and filed a police report the next day on September 21st, 2023. Okay? And it has been found this is not Lin's first offense. He has up to 13 victims from prior incidents. So how did he remain outside for so long? In 2019, he received a conditional warning for indecent assault but violated it, leading to charges on October 2nd, 2020. Another conditional warning on August 19, 2021. He continued offending, including assaulting a woman's body parts. Okay, so he is a repeat offender. This is habitual to him, and how come he's still outside? Lin's lawyer cited dementia, okay, for him, a rare condition impairing decision-making and behavior, requesting leniency. And the family has planned for Lin to stay in a nursing home during the day and with the family at night post-prison, okay? The prosecution argued Lin is a habitual offender. Yes, his illness doesn't excuse his actions, and they're seeking 14 months to 20 months in prison. Lin currently awaits sentencing. And for our final story of the day, and by popular demand, this is, as we know it, the 大结局 in most drama series. Okay, so we have finally a nice ending to the CDL legal saga. Okay, on March 12, 2025, Kwek Beng, billionaire tycoon and executive chairman of CDL City Developments Limited, withdrew a lawsuit filed in February against his son Sherman Kwek and other CDL directors. The suit originally aimed to block Sherman Kwek and majority directors from implementing board resolutions and to restrain two newly appointed independent directors from exercising their powers. And now the lawsuit has been withdrawn, and both Kwek Beng and Sherman Kwek will retain their roles, and all current directors, including the two new appointed directors, will remain on the board, and they will try to put their differences aside for the betterment of CDL. Isn't this a perfect ending for everyone? All wells and wells. And also, and just because of that news, on Thursday, March 13, a day after announcing the lawsuit being dropped, CDL counter rose 4.25% to $5.15 by midday. They rose 4%. That is major for a stock. Thankfully, everything has ended peacefully, so this is the best situation that we could see coming from this outcome, you know. No lawsuit is the best, family working together as well, pushing the business forward, you know, making all shareholders and stockholders happy.